Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RanDOTA. As always, I am D, your host for the show where the meta doesn't matter. Just dropped into this live cast. This is still the draft phase for an all-pick game, so low 7,000s MMR, I believe. Now, I'm going to go ahead and level with you guys. After the 2-year anniversary video went up, I actually found a video, or Tobywan, the guy that posted the original of that game that I cast for the 2-year anniversary. He actually released a video of tips for people that want to cast Dota 2 team fights. I've got them on my secondary monitor. I'm going to be trying to use them, so there might be some things that are different in this cast. I'm just trying to use these tips because I do want to get better at this. So you might notice, I just wanted to let you guys know that, so you might see or hear things differently in the team fights. Hopefully I do okay. I'm going to keep trying to improve. Let's talk about the game though. So far, the Radiant have a lot of good global presence. And they've got the classic combo. I mean, the Silencer with the global silence, IO and Chaos Knight are an old combo. Because IO drops Chaos Knight on your head, he summons the Phantasm, and promptly breaks your face off. Puck, very good initiator, very good disruptive force. The Dire have some actually rather tanky characters. They've got one that's not really tanky, and that's the Clinks. But they've got a lot of big teamfight AoE. And the OD pickup from the Radiant means it's kind of funny, they're kind of the opposite of the Dire. The Dire are very tanky, very kind of good AoE heavy, whereas the Radiant are actually pretty good at single target, with the exception of they've got 2 really good teamfight ultimates with the Outworld Devourer. Sanity's Eclipse is great for that, especially considering there's nobody on the Dire that really is going to stack intelligence. And if the Silencer gets going hard enough, he's going to steal a lot of it, so that's going to hit hard. Whereas Puck's also got a really good AoE in the Dream Coil ultimate. That's what they're going to try to probably fight around. Put this on free camera. We already have... Oh, Icarus dive forward. Actually, you can plant wards during Icarus dive. I did not know that. That's a good thing to learn. We'll talk about who's going where in just a second. I'm glad they actually updated IO to where it's obvious he's smoked up, because instead of being just a ball of light, he's now a smoky ball of light. Or it. IO is technically genderless, because it's a ball of light. Alright, looks like teams are mostly settling down. We have 2 Tildes playing on the Clinks in the top lane for the Dire. Looks like he's going to be facing off against Brather playing on the Puck for the Radiant. Mid lane for the Dire, or actually not in the mid lane. Probably going to be wandering around, maybe most likely helping out the Clinks on top lane. Child of the Sun on the Phoenix. Very fitting name for a Phoenix player if you think about it, because Supernova, the Phoenix is literally the incarnation. Phoenix, the character, is literally the incarnation of a sun if you read the backstory, I think. Meanwhile, FU playing the Outworld Devourer is going to be in the mid lane. Actually picks up the Bounty Rune. Both teams get 2. So good even split. That being said, ooh, hold that thought. Oh, good toss from the Tiny. You're gonna want to watch him. There's a good Slithering Crush as well. He's mostly gonna use this to try and get away. Oh, the Chaos Bolt. Another good toss, although it tosses him onto the weakened Slardar, but the Slithering Crush gonna be enough. There's first blood onto the Silencer, which is a big deal, because Silencer needs to get that stolen intelligence. Oh, there's enough for the Chaos Bolt. It's going to land, and there's another one. Chaos Bolt has a deceptive range, if you think about it, because once the cast animation is started, as long as Chaos Knight finishes that cast animation, the cask is going to hit you. I think. Let's see, can it be disjointed? Nope. Alright, it can be, I guess. Anyway. Already introduced the top lane. Mid lane, like I said, FU playing the Outworld Devourer picks up another one. That's already 3-0. in favor of the Radiant. The OD in the mid lane, played by FU. NT minus, playing the Medusa in the mid lane for the Dire. Currently in the bottom lane, we've got Undone playing the IO. Just kind of stacking jungle camps right now, trying to get some help going. Blue 3 playing on the Silencer. And P on the Chaos Knight, all three in the bottom lane for the Radiant. They're up against Aframoosh on the Slardar, who picks up there. Way down we go, playing the Tiny for the Dire. Now, Slardar is going to be a very important character later on, if I had to guess, because mixing Slithering Crush, Bash of the Deep, and Corrosive Haze, especially Corrosive Haze, where you lose a lot of armor, against people like Medusa, Tiny, Clinks, because all of them do massive amounts of physical damage. Magic. Yeah, so 4 of the 5 members of the Dire do it, just focus hugely on getting in, doing tons of physical damage. Medusa mostly because of her auto attacks. Child of the Sun goes down in the top lane to Brather. That was Illusory Orb and a couple of auto attacks, if I had to guess. Yeah. So far, heavily going in favor of the Radiant. Arcane Rune for the Tiny. IO already calling for his team to group up a little. IO only really works either stacking camps like what he's doing now, or being in a lane attached to somebody. Ooh, good avalanche toss combo into Child of the Sun. Out comes the Chaos Bolt to try and stop the Slardar. Icarus dive forward, slows down P. It's a slow P. There's the Reality Rift. Is that going to be enough? No, it is not. As another avalanche and a toss forward onto tosses the Silencer onto Aframoosh, but can Blue 3 get out of this? Toss up in the air again. The IO with the tether is going to keep him alive for a second. 2 kills taken in revenge, thanks to the Glaives of Wisdom and that incoming IO with the tether. The tether slow is great. Can they get this one as well in Child of the Sun? The Glaives of Wisdom are going to come out. And it is enough. Already 8 stolen intelligence. This is great. This is a brilliant start for the Silencer. Reality Rift forward on Chaos Bolt as well, but the Slithering Crush from Aframoosh going to keep him alive for a second. Avalanche dodged by the Silencer. Another Icarus dive is going to help take out the IO. This is actually a really chaotic team fight down here already. Some team fight already, because you have Tiny come in from one angle to attack there with the avalanche. That, like I said, Blue 3. If he hadn't dodged that avalanche, that would have gone a very different way. Or if Aframoosh had been able to get off maybe one more Slithering Crush. The issue for the Radiant is, yes, they're ahead by a factor of 3 on the kill score, but this Clink's basically been unstopped. Oh, Puck having a bit of connection issues. Let the pause war begin. I kind of like this helmet or this headpiece for Clinks. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we got some good effigies going. Can't read that. It's been a long time since I actually had to read that much German, so. And luckily we're back. The Searing Arrows, those are going to be really useful for the Clinks, because, especially with, like I said, once Corrosive Haze comes online, Searing Arrows is going to do huge damage. I mean, it does huge damage to begin with. I mean, at level 3 right now, at level 5, Clinks is level 5, Searing is level 3. He's effectively got a free double damage rune. Well, not free, but he's got a toggleable double damage rune for 10 mana per hit. Slardar falls in the bottom lane. Did not see what happened there, but 6 kills and the Silencer's been involved in 6 deaths of the enemy. He's already up to 12 stolen intelligence. Oh, the avalanche! In comes the ooh, the arcane curse comes out as well. It's gonna be enough here. There goes Tiny, but they do manage to turn around. Aframoosh managing to get that IO kill. Without the IO, they weren't going to be able to chase down the Slardar. Ooh, good reality rift bolt combo, but the avalanche is gonna keep him from being able to push too hard. Oh, the toss, but not enough to save him from the spirits. Meanwhile, who else went? Oh, the Phoenix went down. Done. Oh, Io's having connection issues now. "21 stolen intelligence from the Outworld Devourer." Medusa is not in a good way right now, because all this stolen intelligence means her mana pool is lower, which means her mana shield is a lot weaker. Keep an eye on. I think one hit from the OD actually just took out the majority of Medusa's mana pool. That being said, Clinks is coming in. He's level 6. He's used his Death Pact, so no, actually he's just gonna back off. Not a bad choice. Only 2 ultimates are really online yet. That's Sanity's Eclipse and Death Pact, but Death Pact has been used, so Clinks is going to be tougher for a little bit. Somewhere around another 16 seconds or so. Also, if you're wondering how you can attack while under a tower using somebody like OD, do not turn Arcane Orb on as your auto attack. Just click it and target. Global Silence comes out, and there's a massive 3 deaths for the Dire. That right there is the big reason why Silencer is so strong in a matchup like this with a heavy intelligence line. He can base or against a lot of people that are heavily dependent on their skill sets. Like Medusa, once she's got Mana Shield going, silencing her is not going to do that. Not going to do dick. Phoenix, though, Slardar, Clinks, Tiny, all 4 of them kind of need their abilities to be doing anything good. And with the way this bottom lane is going, first Phantasm comes out, though. That's a big use. They got to get something going here. But P is trapped in the middle. He is not going to make it. Because I don't think he expected the Clinks to be there. Another Arcane Curse from Blue 3. But he doesn't have any backup. If he stays too close, there comes the toss. Aframoosh gets the Slithering Crush. Blue actually gets credit for that. But there he goes. Though that toss, if he hadn't tossed in that Slardar, they would never have gotten that Silencer kill, but at the same time, they would not have fed him the extra intelligence. He's up to 24 stolen intelligence. What I'd like from Valve at some point is a breakdown of where the intelligence came from. That was a relocate gank. Well played. P and I'm done. Relocate in from the fountain just to drop the Tiny. That is a great way to do that. You know an enemy is weak because you can see where they are from your creeps. Have your IO drop you on the person's head. Like I said, this is a classic Chaos Knight IO combo. Tiny has grown a little bit, so he's not quite so tiny. Eventually, he is going to be a bit of a threat just from that, because he might not hit very fast. But if you hit somebody for 300 damage in the time it takes them to hit you 4 times for 150 damage, you win. Especially since Tiny's health pool just gets massive. Dream Coil. Oh, the avalanche is going to keep him alive for a second, but not long enough to toss up. Oh, it does not save the Tiny because of that global silence, keeping the Slithering Crush from being used. Afromoosh trying to... They're trying to find each other. They found each other in the tree line. Wave comes out. Corrosive Haze to keep the vision. P jumps in with I'm done again. The spirits are going to keep vision. Reality Rift is what's going to be sealing here. That recall, though. Oh, the recall is gone. No more IO. This is still an angry Chaos Knight. He's decided, you know what, I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, so I'm just going to stay here and, you know, take some farm. Child of the Sun could use Supernova here as a free regen, effectively, but... we'll see. That said, committing your ultimate, like, just for the sake of healing yourself rather than using it for a teamfight disruptive, not the best idea. I do like the Chaos Fulcrum. I like the look of it, really. FU is currently getting helped out by the IO with that tether, but oh, those flaming arrows from the Clinks. Corrosive Haze is out. Slithering Crush lands on the FU. Still waiting on a good Sanity's Eclipse from the OD. Or Curse, or the last word, it used to be called Curse of the Silent, I think. Or that might have been Arcane Curse. They changed up some of the names for simple reasons, I guess. Child of the Sun gets the deny and Icarus dives away. You gonna use it? Not a bad call. Good avalanche into the toss, back into the Medusa Slardar. Out comes the Stone Gaze. It was your misses, and they're gonna use the Stone Gaze mostly to disengage. That said, the Medusa did not go that far. They find themselves in invisible Clinks. The illusion forward, silence. Puck helps take him down. The OD actually picks it up, though. Silencer is up to 30 stolen intelligence. This is going to hurt. Icarus dive forward. Supernova. Good call on the Supernova just to keep the Radiant back. Radiant move back, use their top shrine. Excuse me. The question here is who's going to be better able to use their pushing ability, because Tiny, especially if once he picks up a Scepter, becomes a living siege weapon, whereas Chaos Knight is Chaos Knight and can just split into 5. Yes, he can actually get 5, That said, all that nothing huge committed to that. Yeah, you can actually get a total of 5 phantasms at once if you're lucky at max level. Or no, you can get 4 phantasms, I'm sorry. Chaos Knight just walk back from behind enemy lines and they manage to take the tower. Alright then. Trying to figure out what terrain this game picked this time. I think it's the... Is it the underwater? I think. Or the Ghostlands or something, I don't know. Then swap over to net worth. Medusa is still leading the charge by about 1,500. Just get up here just as Clinks bites it, which is actually really a special bad news, but at least for the Dire, because Silencer is just pulling farther and farther ahead. OD. Oh, is this a relocate? Yeah, this is a relocate. No, actually, no, it's not. I'm sorry. They're chasing under a shrine. Slardar gets tossed back as the sacrifice by the Tiny, but the Reality Rift gonna keep the Medusa in place. Out comes the Stone Gaze. Oh, once it runs out, turn around with the Chaos, with the Reality Rift. The puck actually got tossed onto the Medusa. They're calling for it. They want it. They're calling for the tracking. Good Chaos Bolts. Chaos Knight is standing just strong in the front line here. Another Reality Rift onto Tiny. The toss up, but what we're waiting on right at this moment is another great Sanity's Eclipse. Using the Astral Imprisonment to keep the IO safe, though, was a great call on the part of the OD. Silencer is off on his own. Corrosive Haze and a good Slithering Crush, a couple of smacks from the Mace. They're gonna get him here, because the toss from Tiny, he's gone. Dream Coil onto the Clinks. This is a really good catch here. The OD just chunking him down. IO picks him up, but Chaos Knight, pretty sure that was that was a bolt. Clinks actually buying back already. This has been a brutal game of back and forth, mostly back for the Dire and forward for the Radiant. And just a little blink forward to poke at the Phoenix. But yeah, if you actually left click Arcane Orb and target somebody with it, or I guess smart cast it, you can actually avoid the tower because it doesn't count. It's actually, I'm pretty sure, because it's not technically an attack. Same. What the? Relocate gank even. Not much power beyond that, so. There is an invisible Phoenix, they gotta watch out for this. $15 intelligence now on the Slardar. He's lost a ton, I'm betting. The problem there is Slardar doesn't natively build intelligence items. We're not gearing up for any team fights soon, so. First tier 2 going down here. Chaos Knight gonna stick around along with the IO. OD and OD puck. Just a couple of chunks to take out Take out the tiny. He did get off a single toss. Io going back to top lane on his own. There's not an outer tower left on the top lane. The Dire have a tier 1 left in the bottom lane, but that bottom is actually where they've been doing the best recently. They did manage to take down tier 2, so they're not terribly far behind. Although they're getting there. Yep, exactly what you'd expect right about now for the Io and the Chaos Knight. Now, they don't have a super fast kill here, but they've got a fast enough one. There's the Reality Rift. But Tiny, with a great use of Blink Dagger, gets himself away. Good blink in to the Phoenix with that Waning Rift. Phoenix gonna try and get out of there. The Dream Coil is not quite there. Clinks knows something's up. He got dusted, so they know where he is. That was a good bit of blind dust, really, from the silencer. I mean, they can see that point with the ward, so if one of them just happened to be paying attention when Clinks went invisible, they knew about it. But if not, that, like I said, that would be a brilliant blind dust. Dire trying to move in. Looks like they want to try and hold the bottom lane. Slowdar looking like he wants a good blink crush. He's going to get it on the silencer along with the corrosive haze. Out come the arrows from the blinks. He's gone. But this global silence did go off first, which is great. Sanity's Eclipse on the Clinks along with a good Waning Rift. The Medusa is still standing strong, however. The recall, the relocate, off goes Supernova. The Immortality goes off. Medusa standing in the middle of all of this. Mana Shield active, multi-shot active. Gonna fall anyway, but she did manage to slow them down enough that the Tiny managed to take down the tier 1 in the top lane. Medusa was worth the loss of the tier 1. And if you're on the Radiant side, that is. Icarus dived forward along with a good two-man slithering crush from the Slowdar. Reality Rift onto the Phoenix along with a good tether. In comes the Tiny with a good avalanche toss combo. Throwing P back onto his teammate, but not going to be enough to save the Tiny. Dream Coil does not actually land on anybody but the Tiny, I think. But the Tiny's already gone, so out goes the Clinks. P is on a monster kill streak here. Brather and Aframoosh. Oh, good hit from the Medusa coming in like that, especially with the Aghanims, so that Mystic Snake temporarily stones anybody it hits. And that's actually now going to be a huge deal, because Stone Gaze, you're like, oh, okay, I can just, run away from her. Mystic Snake is going to make that a lot harder to do. Silencer to 120 intelligence. How's the OD looking? 96. The reason this is important: Silencer, Glaives of Wisdom, gives you, like it says, additional damage based on his intelligence. So 80% of his intelligence is converted into damage for Glaives of Wisdom. Of course, Sanity's Eclipse from the Outworld Devourer does more damage depending on the difference. So, for example, if you only have a 1 point difference between your intelligence and the OD's, you will take 10 damage from Sanity's Eclipse. Of course, most people don't have a single point of difference between the intelligence there. IO coming in. Is that? Yeah, it's a relocate. A one ball relocate. Astral Imprisonment on the Medusa, along with a blast from the Arcane Orb. Global Silence gets dropped. Tiny just blinks forward. He's hunting the puck. Rod of Atos does hit him though, so Silencer's got him pinned in. Silence, great two-man Dream Coil, but the crush actually had already gone off. Silencer's just gonna TP out. Puck trying to find something to initiate on here. Supernova comes out to push the Outworld Devourer back. Not gonna be fast enough, Puck, so he just dodges using phase shift to get away from the explosion. Big deal there with the loss of the OD. He does have Sanity's Eclipse up, so he could actually do some serious damage here. But without him, the Radiant do not want to fight. They've still got some good, strong AoE, and they can be really good at harassing and poking, but without the OD, they can't really take a good team fight. Sanity's Eclipse is a huge hit. Now, if they could get a team fight, if the OD is dead and they have Global Silence up, yes, a team fight is possible. But since Global already got used, not so much. Heart of Tarask up on the Chaos Knight. He's gonna be tanky as hell. 4,000 HP when he activates his armlet. 4,000 HP and more than 24 armor. Let's see. 28 armor. He is going to be insanely hard to take down at some point. Ooh, good behind the back here, but the relocate from the IO is going to get him out of there. That relocate to kill the Clinks. IO needs to break the tether though, keep his Chaos Knight alive. IO goes back on his own. Avalanche Toss combo from the Tiny, Slithering Crush from the fastball special. Icarus Dive onto the now invisible IO. He tethers onto a creep, trying to get out of there. Solar Ray comes through. But a good Force Staff into the Slithering Crush. With that Force Staff, Afro Mush on the Slardar, we get a single hit onto the Dream Coil, but the Supernova doesn't work if you don't have some support. The Slardar, he's actually gonna make it out of this so far. Managed to juke in the trees and TP out. Support for support, not a bad trade. 41 to 17 so far. This is nuts.
bottom tower is under attack.
More Chaos Knights, because why not? Eh. Roshan has returned. The Chaos Knight just jumps straight onto him. It'll take them a lot less time to take him down now, because Chaos Knight IO again. Oh, good relocate straight onto the Slardar. This IO's been on point with these relocate ganks. Got the whole team in here now. Another immortal Aegis for the OD. Not a bad call, considering that most of the team, none of them are really super great Aegis carriers. Silencer, Chaos Knight are good, so is OD. Puck, if he doesn't use Dream Coil on his first, if he doesn't get Dream Coil off on his first life. IO, nah. IO you only want if they're snatching it from the other team. Global comes out. Straight in goes the OD. Medusa can't really do much here. That said, Puck is actually going to die here. Get down here. The relocate is, again, they're going to get the Tiny and revenge. That Chaos Bolt. Ooh, good Slithering Crush is going to allow Slardar to get out most of the way. Can they get him, though? A good Reality Rift. The Vision from the OD. Out comes the Arcane Orb. We do lose the Radiant Courier. Not surprising that OD's going to be playing pretty bold, since he still has his Aegis, and he's regenning health incredibly quickly. Not sure what Clinks is doing over here. Probably just looking to get his farm up so that he can become a little bit more dangerous. He's building towards the Bloodthorn, but he suddenly finds himself in some serious trouble, does get dusted. At this point, this is the Radiant's game to lose. Slardar does just get clipped by the Shiva's Guard. Good three-man Dream Coil out of nowhere from the Puck. Toss over from the Tiny's not going to be enough. The Stone Gaze going to hold him off, but the illusions from Chaos Knight, all of them fall to the Stone Gaze. Chaos Knight himself gets hit with it. They're going to shift, hopefully get on the Supernova. Can they get it? No, they cannot. Good disruption by the Phoenix. They did still lose the Clinks and the Tiny, so their defense is gutted. And without the Supernova, they can't really just deny a huge area anymore. Good Slithering Crush slows down the OD, but not going to be enough to stop him. Reality Rift onto the Slardar. Chaos Knight just wants to hit stuff. IO still has the cheese, so Chaos Knight effectively has 2 lives here. Along with that Aegis. This is easily one lane, at least a half lane. Oh, there's the stone. HP. Come on, somebody hit it. Although since there's now super melees that are going to be coming soon. There they are. That wave hits. I was gonna say, once that wave hits, the top laner Rex is just gone. Ooh, interesting 3-man smoke call for the Radiant. We'll see where they go with this. Come on, somebody. It's a ranged Rax. Even with backdoor protection, one hit will kill it. Well, now they know where Puck is. That scepter upgrade for Medusa is very useful. Io on the hunt, checking the tree line, seeing if anybody's just hiding out. But nope, Tiny's actually just farming up in the jungle, trying to get to be useful. Tiny is great at D-pushing right now because he's got his tree. Echo Saber as well, so there's the laner Rex. Medusa not going to be able to stop it. Maybe. Oh, temporarily at least. OD dropping down the arcane astral imprisonment, sorry. Slithering Crest jump in from the Slardar there. Icarus died. They're gonna commit a ton to get this OD. He's gonna imprison himself. Question is, how's he gonna come out of this? This global silence keeps him alive. Well played by the silencer there. The toss, though. Oh, good astral imprisonment from the OD this time. But the avalanche is there. They get that. And without OD, this becomes a lot harder to fight. The Radiant are really far ahead. 12k and 27 kills, but the OD is one of their biggest AoE destruction powers. And without the global silence, Puck would have to land a very powerful Dream Coil, like on at least 3 of them. Puck phase shifts out to avoid the Slithering Crush. Let's see how can he get that good Dream Coil? Yules is gonna help out here. Not a great place to do that, Phoenix. That's one down. The Chaos Knight just goes forward, runs him down. There goes the Slardar, so a good bit of the defensive. Again, just deleted for the Dire. IO calling for a push. Ooh, good Dream Coil catches the Medusa, but it's not gonna be. It's mostly just a zoning. That said, Tiny found himself a puck. IO and Chaos Knight again come in with a good relocate. Global Silence on. That Global Silence is gonna hold off the Dire for a bit, but not long enough. Slithering Crush catches two. Stone Gaze comes out. Can they turn this? Can the Radiant turn this? Chaos Knight has to pop Phantasm. There's the big hits. There's a great Sanity's Eclipse, just deleting the Phoenix and the Clinks. Such huge attack speed for the Chaos Knight now. Those three down, that's going to make it so the Dire basically cannot defend this. Tiny is, well, turned into a pig for one thing. The OD is just going to chase him down. That's a team wipe. There it goes. That's going to be, are they just going to throne it is the question. Chaos Knight decides, yes, I want to throne this. I want this game done with. Just chunking down huge parts of the tier 4. The Medusa with the buyback. Is this going to work, though? If this becomes a dieback, it's game right there. She's fighting hard, but the Snake Lady, that's a dieback, folks. With her gone for almost 2 minutes. Their strongest defender out of the game. The entire Radiant team just beating on their Ancient. The only thing that went for them in this case is that the OD didn't have the Sandy's Eclipse there at the end. Radiant win this one, folks. I hope I did better on the casting the team fights. Please let me know in the comments what y'all think. But this time, again, folks, the Radiant win this one. If you enjoyed, you can also leave a comment about that down below. If you have a game you'd like me to check out, please send me the match ID number. You find it right here at the bottom of the score screen. But as for that, folks, I have been D. Radiant walk away with this one, and I hope y'all like the new casting style that I'm going to be trying. I'm going to try and get better at it, I promise. I'm going to keep the tips on the screen whenever I cast Dota 2 from now on. So good night, and good gaming.